how to use whole life insurance to build wealth. Now, this one's very specific because most of you have death insurance. Everything that's being marketed on the internet, TVs, live streams, it's death insurance. It's not life insurance. So it's not even going to help you in your plan for generational wealth. So a couple things I want to talk about. How do you actually leverage that whole life policy to build generational wealth? Second thing I want to talk about are the hidden benefits of whole life insurance and how it enhances your entire wealth building strategy. A lot of people leave this one behind. They don't put this asset in their asset column. The last thing I'm going to talk about is why whole life insurance is a better long-term solution than what you're currently doing now. And depending on how you want to roll, this will help you build a real estate portfolio, other asset portfolio. It's so robust. So to have a great conversation today about this and really teach you about it, I'm bringing an expert, a partner of mine, Jason, to the call. So he'll be coming in, we'll be actually filming together, and he'll be answering these questions from a very high-level expert standpoint. And we'll be giving you some free gifts along our journey. So welcome, Jason. So welcome back, Jason. It's great to have you back again talking about whole life insurance.
Great to be here. Thanks, Loral.
So let's talk about how do you leverage whole life insurance to build generational wealth, something that you and I are both passionate about. You have 6 kids, I have 2, and doing it very different, that this creates a legacy for them. So how do you use and leverage the whole life insurance policy for that?
Well, I've said a couple of times that real life insurance has 3 components. The first is the death benefit. The second is a deferred asset. And the third is a current asset. We're going to talk a little bit about the death benefit when it comes to generational wealth. Sometimes a family person may have a very large estate, right? It's bigger than what the tax exemption is when it goes to the heirs. Well, how do the heirs come up with money to foot that inheritance tax or that estate tax? The very wealthy, what they do is they will purchase whole life insurance for the fact that when they pass away, the death benefit comes into the trust or to the beneficiaries income tax free. So let's say I have a fabulous real estate portfolio that's worth $50 million, and that's well above the exemption. And I know that, hey, of that, I may end up needing to pay $20 million in inheritance tax. Well, you do that using whole life insurance and leveraging it that way, so that you can put your kids in a situation to where they don't need to sell off half of these great portfolio that you have simply to give Uncle Sam his portion when you die.
Talk a little bit about the hidden benefits of life insurance and how it can enhance your financial strategy. So examples I'm thinking of that you've shared many, many times is taking whole life insurance and using it to build, say, a strategy financially on real estate. We'll just pick, kind of the simple, obvious asset class for now, but you could use it on, subset of real estate, which is this land acquisition. You could use it on ranching cattle. You could use it on cryptocurrency. There's lots of assets, but for financial strategy of real estate, how would you use it?
Well, one of the hidden benefits most people don't understand, and it doesn't really click with them, is the fact that there's a cash value associated. In other words, an equity of the contract, similar to the equity you have in your house. You do not need to go and beg someone to give you access to that equity. Like when you have equity in your house and you want a HELOC, you've got to go to the bank and prove that you're worthy and all these different things, right? In this scenario, you can access it at any time you want. There's no penalties in the event that you're less than 59 and a half years old. You can borrow against that. That does not affect the growth of the cash values, even though you have a loan against that. So you take a loan against that and you can go put it in investment X. It really doesn't matter. When you understand this strategy, there is no investment on the planet that's better than what I'm telling you. For the fact it's controlling the financing part. You could come to me and say, well, I've got the best investment in the world. And I'll say, well, guess what? I can help you do it better simply by utilizing your whole life policy. It's kind of like a wind at your back, if you will, when you're building wealth. That's really what this does, okay? The other cool thing is there's a no loss provision here, backed by the guarantee of the company. And, well, companies can guarantee that. Yes, they can guarantee a no loss thing. And these are companies that have been in business for 130, 140 years and have paid a dividend every single year. During the Depression, no problem. During the 2 world wars, no problem. During COVID, whatever you want to say, they have not skipped a year in being profitable. Right. And so that really is a benefit. Most people don't think about that slow, steady growth. The old story about the tortoise and the hare, and the tortoise always wins. this is the tortoise. And that's kind of a hidden benefit that most people don't know about that. The other thing is once it's inside the contract, inside this life insurance, it's treated very specially from a tax point of view. It grows tax deferred, tax advantage, and you can access it tax free without penalties. Like I said before, 59 and a half. It truly is something that can be a wind at your back. It's an unfair advantage when you have it, truly.
Well, and the thing that, again, that those of you that are considering this in the report below, which I'm going to have you describe that in a minute, remember a huge part of this strategy is the consistency of when you pick, when you meet with Jason, not if. I need you all to meet with Jason. His Calendly link is in the report below. It's the consistency of the tortoise, just consistently putting money in, not put money in and then not put money in. There's a consistency to the planning, which is also part of the compounding. So explain a little bit and share some secrets of what's in the report they're going to get that's in the description below.
And what they're going to see is help them to understand why they really want this type of insurance and why they want as much as they can possibly get. Most people think, oh, this is a needs thing, not a want thing. We're really talking about what do you want? Do you want to be a millionaire? Do you want your kids to be millionaires? Do you want your grandchildren to be multimillionaires? Well, then you're going to approach things differently than simply saying, oh, I need this to get by, right? That's really what we want to be talking about.
So before we go to the next and last topic for this video and this conversation, I need you all subscribing to the channel. If you're not here yet, click the notification button. Be here 5 days a week. Be here with your family. If there's other people that you know in your life that needs it, please share it. And if there's any topics that you don't know about or want to know more about, put it in the comment bar below. We'll be creating, as Jason and I have done a fair amount of videos over the last few years, a playlist that our team will be putting together on just life insurance and whole life insurance. So you really can hone in and see all the videos in one category of our playlist if you watch these and they're a little segregated. So with that said, Jason, let's go to the last topic, is why whole life insurance is better, right, as far as a long-term option than term. We know the obvious, so maybe help give some more context to why that's so critical.
You've heard the old mantra, buy term and invest the rest. Well, here's the thing. Most people that do that never invest the rest. Now, I have met people that have. In fact, I had a client who is a professor of a university, and he had had a long, great career. And he told me when I shared this with him, showed him how to do these things with whole life and over long periods of time, he goes, gosh, I wish I would have known this 43 years ago. He did buy term and invest the rest. However, there's this risk, and the risk of loss is huge, right? His last year was supposed to be 2009, his school year, right, that he was going to teach. And his portfolio in the market took a dive, a serious hit. 2008, 2009, right, was going to be his last school year. And all of a sudden, he had way, way less than he thought he was going to have, and he couldn't retire. He needed to work longer, right? Whole life insurance has guarantees, right? And so over a long period of time, it can really build up. Term is simply renting. When you're done renting, you walk away, you don't get anything back, right? Whole life, true, real life insurance, remember that it needs to have three things: a death benefit, a deferred asset, and it needs to be a current asset. Term is only fulfills one of those three. It is simply a death benefit. Someone's got to die in order for there to be a benefit.
And it's got to die within the time frame of the term.
Right.
So you've got a very tight window of if you want to use that as a benefit. So not a fan. Again, Jason and I have a great report. It's in the description below. If you want to see him more on a broader conversation where we talk about Rockefeller principles, grab the 2 tickets that are also in the description, and make sure you show up to our Millionaire Intensive. We do it once a month. We do it. It's an 8-hour show. 3 of the 5 hours, though, is a marketplace designed for you to make money. So we can't wait to help you wherever you are. Our saying is we're going to meet you where you are, take you where you want to go, but you just got to start. You got to walk that line. If you have any questions, go to Ask Loral, AskLoral. Ask a question, make a request. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day.